Started.
And
Yeah.
and so my first listing that I got last year was because of my post, just general posting. Um, and somebody was looking for a realtor, and I got tagged because that they know what I do. So I'm just constantly always trolling all the pages, always circling and ready to zoom in and swoop in on anybody who is remotely looking for help or a realtor. So that's how I started. So you guys want to take on
Awesome.
that, but I
Thank you for sharing that. That's a good background. Hangame.
So,
Oh, Eric, go for it.
so for me, Nicole, I have an assistant who works with me, and she does a fantastic job with all our posting and stuff. She's more of a millennial, so she understands a lot more of the Instagram and that stuff. Don't do much Twitter, but a lot of Facebook. And I think in the very beginning, when social media came around, I was born and raised in the area that I service. So we had a lot of people, obviously Southern California, a lot of people move away, but they still have parents and grandparents, and they still have homes to sell. And so, unfortunately, when something major would happen, like a death or a divorce, or they needed help locally, they would seek me out, and that was something that didn't exist until Facebook and stuff came around, because otherwise you had to go to the family reunions and that kind of thing. So and then it slowly has grown into doing agent referrals. So every year we go to family reunion, and I stay connected with and have grown my network significantly just by staying in contact with agents all over the country who need referrals in our particular area. Now, it's a very competitive marketplace, so a lot of people were kind of bumping into the same leads, a lot of us online. But having instead of me constantly having to troll the pages for agent referrals, my friends on Facebook will say, "Oh, call Eric Greene." So you get 2, 3, or 4 of those people saying, "Call Eric Greene" on lab coat agents, or
exactly.
you have a better chance of getting that referral. But it's very competitive, and so a lot of times what you hope will grow from that, because that's a really hard place to get it, is that lead comes directly from that other agent that on Facebook. So somebody in their office may say, "Hey, I need a realtor in Lakewood. Who would you call?" And you say, "Oh, call Eric because he's from there." So that might be a way. That's a way to get business without having to go out into the broader world of competing on lab coat agents with the 50 other agents that are going to do their own advertise. What do you call it? Fan club kind of thing.
Good point.
So, and then the other thing that we do is every week on social media we do a video. We call it a 1 Minute Wednesday, and I have here my thing. And if you don't have one of these, especially now that you're home, they're like $40. It's a light with a camera holder or your phone holder on it, and you get it on Amazon. It comes just a tripod, and it's great. And we can do all our videos just with our phone, and it gives it a little better. And with me, because I have red skin, it definitely helps me look a little better. So, so anyway, so those are some of the things that we do just to kind of polish it. As well, is to try to produce our videos. We have Apples, and so you can easily edit the videos so they look a little nicer, and you can get them done and pretty quickly out the door on Facebook and stuff without costing any money really.
Yeah, awesome. And one of the reasons I wanted you to join the session today is because I've been watching your Wednesdays 1 minute sessions. It's pretty awesome. Very simple, clean, sophisticated, good engagement. So it's kind of cool to share. Maybe we can even, I can open my face and just show people in a few minutes, like a sample,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Eric. Hangame, what's your story?
Okay, my story. My story. Okay, I like to be social in social media.
No. Go back. You were born in. I'm just kidding.
And then, I always tell myself, I don't want to be passive. I like to be active in social media. And I like to be creative, you know. I don't like to post like boring stuff because I know I get bored. I don't see any like boring stuff in Facebook or Instagram. I don't like it. I don't put the comments, but I try to use Snapchat. Recently, I used TikTok. I don't know if you saw that video with my dog. So, yeah, so my daughter always telling me, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have to do it because, you know, it's more engaged. When I do this, it's like, especially video, because people like it, you know, people just like it, view it, and really short but informative and funny sometimes, you know, not boring. Yeah.
Yeah, and I must say that for sure, Hangame, you like to goof around. Like you can't do like a serious post. It's got to be like amusing, silly, funny. Even though I mean your posts are very very sophisticated because I mean they're very creative, right? And I mean maybe like part of the what we're gonna do if some of you can share screen maybe if you cannot do it, maybe I can try to share and show like what you guys are doing, but you can share some of the things that you do. And whoever's watching us, you can always go and, you know, you probably saw, at least on Facebook Live, I tagged every one of the agents today that speaks, and you can go and check out their social media, etc. So very, very creative engagement. So, but let me ask you, when you, let's talk about message delivery, right? And I'm going to break it down to two different pieces. First part of the question is what kind of message, in general, what kind of message are you trying to deliver? When you do a post, serious, goofy, funny, timely, whatever, what is your purpose? And I'll give you an example. For example, you know, my purpose is to get as many likes as possible, or my purpose is to get as many people reaching out to me as possible, etc. Right? So please share if whatever you have in mind.
Yeah, the first thing that I want to show them is just the first message is I'm in real estate, you know. So and then just informative stuff and get more engagement. Yeah. So the most important thing for me is you know, I got so many compliments from my clients about these funny stuff that I post on Facebook or Instagram, and they like it. They really like it. They view it, and just remind them I am in this business. And if you know, have any question or you need services, you just can call me.
And here, I'm going to share for a second on the screen from your page.
Which one?
Can you see your Facebook page right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, I'm just going to show this one for a second. This is like one of your most recent one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was, you know, short and sweet, right?
Yes.
You got 71 likes, 27 comments, some, you know, sharing and stuff like that. So that's like, you know, what I mentioned, like, you know, something very, it wasn't even like, you know, 10 seconds, right? It was.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first time home buyer met in a week and then closed the escrow in 30 days. That was the message. So, and you know, I got so many calls from friends and clients about these stuff, you know. So, yeah, I think, and I like to be short and funny. Yeah, you said that I don't like to be really serious. If I want to do serious video, I ask my team, like Massey or the other person. I can't be really serious.
And here, another thing that's from your page, if you can see on the screen over here. Once again, just feel free to go and, you know, check out Hangame's page. But you just sold this house, beautiful house. Congrats! And it says just sold during this pandemic, right? Congrats, blah blah blah. So you are mentioning that, and you do hashtags. You're actually pointing out the fact that you are, having some action going while, you know, things are happening. So that's just important to to point this out. And of course, there's like this little cute video that you did over here, right? Just
Right.
sold. How did you make this video, by the way?
I do it in when you want to make this story on Instagram or Facebook, you have the option to choose these gifts, and you can save it, and then you can post it in your wall.
Got it. Okay. So you're using proper platform tools. If it's Instagram, if it's Facebook, like you don't go outside of that. You just use what it is.
Yeah, choose what it is, and you're gonna see more and more because I just found out about the TikTok, and it's
Oh
so
my
funny.
God. Okay, cool. I can't wait for that. Mary.
One of the things, the first thing that my agenda, you asked the question of what's my motive. My motive is always to show. Well, of course, I'm in real estate because my motive is always to show you that I'm real, that I'm a real person, that I'm not posting la la la, everything's always good all the time. I'm posting real stuff. I'm posting and showing that I'm real. Um like, I mean, I'm not always made up, or I think that's important, that people know that you're real and you're not living in a fantasy land. Some of my posts have shown me working at my properties, pointing out my painting crew, just that I got my tennis shoes on, I'm going to get down and dirty. So, and that is me. And, and then some of them are, just in the kitchen, showing you a recipe, because people don't always want to see. I think people don't always want to see you posting about work because they just get bored with it. So what happens is if you just, I feel if you, just post real stuff. Like I even do the karaoke posts. I think you guys have seen some of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
may have had one or two glasses of wine more than I should have, but you know what? I'm me, and I'm doing what's good for me and at the time, and it's showing people I'm real, just like they are. And I think people can relate to that. So that's my first motive always, is not to say anybody isn't. I'm just saying, I'm just always posting real stuff. Like, oh, and the other thing, that I always try to be up on top of is not posting stuff that's, right now in the Corona days, it's very hard not to be political and post your, thoughts and comments about videos and stuff. So I've been guilty of maybe dabbling where I shouldn't have. So I'm, try to tail that back, but be very cautious of what you post if it's going to be something about the virus or a video, because if you don't read up on what you're posting or you're sharing something, you'll get called down on it, and then you're then people don't see you as real, or that you're just putting stuff out there and not even reading the content. So I try to be very careful when I'm posting serious stuff, but it's usually just about trying to be real. That's my message.
Awesome. Yeah. But by the way, do you also post on your business page or only on your personal page?
I only have a personal page.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Eric, what about you?
Well, I think for us, it's a little different because, we're a team and we try to present as a team. So I wish that I could be funnier because I think I'm hilarious in my real life. But so I think it's just a little bit more trying to be a little more polished and not be political, because I'm afraid, because we all have that one friend. And so I'm always really careful about that. And I always say I have a friend who operates under an alias because he doesn't want to get in trouble. And so for me, I take a different approach, is that I want to be, real to a certain degree and provide real information, but to be as polished as possible, but also show a little bit of my life. And so that's a little bit hard for me because I would really like to be. And I'm trying to send this video for this week's video out, and Nicole's saying she didn't get it, so that's why I was a little distracted. So she's trying to get it uploaded. But so for me, it's really about making sure that we're showcasing the property is in the best light that we can, because we're really showcasing what we can do, because a lot of stuff people go online to see properties when we're dealing with listings. So for me, I really want to showcase, our beautiful photos, the great videos, what they can expect from us from a team. And then, we get a lot of leads, like I said. So last year, I don't play with Instagram really all that much. It's like Nicole's thing. And we had a house that I had actually redid as an investment and put it on the market. And one of her friends saw it. She didn't see it online. She didn't see it on Redfin. She saw it on Instagram. And we double-ended that house from seeing it on Instagram. And so we have this new listing that I just, one of her Nicole's other friends also saw it on Instagram, and they want an appointment to see the condo on Ocean. So, you can sell real estate. It's, through what they see online. So that's really important to me. So that's our goal. I just want
to mention one thing that, as you can see, what Eric is doing, every time he's posting anything to do with real estate, look at the bottom, he's disclosing his, DRE or their DRE over there, right? Like even the office, and of course the team and everything. So when you're talking about any publication about real estate, you need to add your DRE number. So thank you for doing that. So, and the second thing, just want to share, maybe a few seconds, because it's kind of cool, and you guys doing a great job. You see, every Wednesday they go green. They do a 1 minute Wednesday video. It's kind of cool thing that they do. And
hi everyone, this is Nicole Byers with the Greene team here at Keller Williams Coastal Properties. And today I just want to bring you all a little bit of info regarding the buying process. Since COVID-19, it has changed just a little bit. We now have to wear masks, gloves, booties, and bring hand sanitizer.
I'm going to stop for, not have to see the whole thing, but just for you to understand, how cool that, that thing is. And I know that you guys are right now, playing consistent. Did you choose the green barcode in purpose? Like Eric Greene?
Yeah. No, we come up with them. Like this one I came up with, well, shoot, what am I going to talk about today? There's really nothing, groundbreaking going on. So we kind of try to pick a topic. And it's interesting. We sent that video out, and I sent it. We also put it in our MailChimp in the newsletter, in a newsletter form, and we sent it out, blast it out to our clients as well, so it gets embedded in. And we also send listings and stuff as well. And one agent responded back with a "How dare you send this out? People are dying" kind of thing. And I thought, and I went back to him, and I said, do you get mad at the thousands of commercials that you see on television? I mean, we're here to provide, information, up-to-date information about what's going on in the world as far as real estate goes. There's people that are losing their jobs. There are people that still are having babies. There's people that are still retiring, and they need to move. And so they want to know what to do, right? What to expect, what's really happening, and not what you're seeing on television, what is happening realistically in the real estate market in your area, right? And so it's really, really important. That's what Facebook and Instagram and all these other media outlets are able to do, is actually not wait for the LA Times to publish what's happening in the market in a month from now. We can tell you what's going on right now. And so I think you see
that. I love the fact that you share that, because it's not always going to be colorful and great and effective and efficient and whatever and engaging, right? People are going to criticize you. And guess what? It doesn't matter, right? People are going to criticize you even if you do the right stuff all the time, and you come from a good place. So just keep doing it. As long as you're not malicious, you're not mix too much. Someone on the live was asking, do you mix both pages, or is it legal? Or someone might ask, is it proper to push things or promote things to your personal page? I say absolutely. Your page is a public page because you're a public figure, right? You represent something publicly in a service that is huge. So you want to promote your brand, which is you, in any shape and form. Right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, it's like I have 1,500 friends on Facebook. I think, are almost 1,500. I'm getting real close. And I look at that and I go, there's no way that I have that many people. But if I look at the likes on my business page, it's far less. So the easiest way to get information out is obviously on your your personal page. It grows a lot easier. And it's hard, for us because we're a small team to plug all these holes. So we just try to do the best that we can with what we have. And I know that I would love to learn more about what other people are doing with TikTok and the new ones, to see if that's actually, not necessarily worth your time, but if you look at all the different platforms you have to play with, where are you going to spend your time, right?
Oh, I can definitely see us by next week or in 2 weeks from now doing solo session with Hangame about TikTok. Oh my God!
I don't know the Snapchat thing. I need to download the Snapchat and see what that's all about.
Hangame, so do you want to share some? So talk about it if you may. I'm going to try to go to your Instagram. Do you have anything that I can look up on Instagram that will show what you do? I'm not sure.
I think so. Yeah, some of the Snapchat that I make it in the Snapchat that I just posted on my Instagram.
What's your handle on Instagram?
Realtor77.
That's right. It's Realtor.
The other thing I just for the group to really, if they're not using, gosh, what's not company? What is our
Command
to run ads on Facebook? You're missing out. So much cheaper. It's very effective. We were running ads and not getting a single lead. And as soon as we started using Command, we are getting, a lot of leads for a lot less, for the same money, basically. So we'd run a $20 or $25 ad and get, 10, 15, 20 leads. It's really, really cost effective. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
That's good to
and
know.
we are gonna do sessions also. I mean, we already did a couple, but we're gonna keep doing that because here is something very powerful. And thank you for bringing this up. KW had made a deal with Facebook directly, and the deal was I don't know if it's Gary and Zuckerberg, but it's the two organizations had a deal that the cost of leads or pay-per-click is cheaper for us KWs compared to if you're going outside the command. And we're gonna keep. I think maybe in 2 weeks we'll have a session with Stephanie and Holly about how to do those campaigns, and it's very simple for you to learn how to implement that. And it's super powerful, and people get like massive amount of leads right away. So that's for sure. It's important. Hangame, I'm gonna share your Instagram for a second.
Okay.
It's of course on the computer. It's it's a bit different than how it looks like on the phone. But as you can see, there's like a really cool mix between you doing things about real estate and having fun, writing offers. Hangame, it's all real estate. Okay, maybe not. You're doing it on the 20th, right?
It's mix and match. More business, but it's mix.
Right.
Because I don't want to be boring, It's if you just post any, all of your posts about the business, it's going to be a little bit boring for them.
Right.
They want to know about your personal, life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. How do you keep the balance between what you promote personally to professional?
the personal,
I mean, but my question is, you're about to post something. How do you know? Oh, that's a good post. Like, maybe it's not the good timing, or maybe it's too personal, or maybe they're not going to think it's interesting, or whatever. How do you choose your content? Maybe that's a better way to ask this.
yeah, it depends, I don't know how to It depends, you feel like it's good for the audience you posted. Sometimes you feel like no, it's not a good time or it's not. So it depends on the post.
I think
Um,
before it was a lot easier because you could share your life, because you were doing things. I mean, we were going to
Yeah.
concerts and going to Palm Spring. We have a house in Palm Springs, so we'd post about that. But I didn't want to push that into people's faces either. So it's really hard
Right.
because you don't want to be what I would consider. You don't want to be all real estate all the time, but I also don't want to be showy. And doing things that maybe your clients wish they could do, but so now you're the expensive realtor or something. So I think about all these things. Maybe I overthink it, but I really just try to share, events that I'm going to, charity stuff, anything that you can share about your life. Maybe something you made for dinner that looked really good. You're proud of yourself, or a
Yeah.
flower arrangement, or a
Mhm.
house that you were showing. I try to like I don't know, mix it. But it's a little
Right.
harder now because there's nothing exciting going on to really post about except real estate, because that's what we're really focused on. But being at home, I mean, I guess you could show the funny things. Like I was trying to do my 1 minute Wednesday and my dogs kept walking by, you know, and barking at the door like they just did right now to get out. So, these are all things that we deal with, and which is kind of funny, that you're getting in arguments or spats with your significant other, and the dog barking in the background, and the house being a mess. I don't know. I guess that's one way to show it, but you kind of have to show what's real.
Right.
exactly.
Being
Be, be,
being
be
real.
authentic. Yeah.
Being real is the absolute number one thing. There's only one thing that I make sure that I check before I send a picture off, or you see these people in the bathrooms doing their selfies. I'm that person looking behind them and looking what's on their counter, or looking to see if they left the toilet seat up or something like that. So it drives me nuts when I see a house that's for sale and the photographer's taking pictures of the bathroom and the toilet seat's up. It's like, who don't you guys look around? So I at least do one quick check on stuff like that. Like, not, if my hair is tweaked or whatever, but just make sure, I don't know. I just, you know what I'm saying though, how you look behind somebody and you see like all this. So I try to clean it up just a little bit, but I do try to post about things that have happened to me. Like recently, I posted I was at the store and I literally left my wallet at home. I live about a mile from the store, so I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, I left my wallet at the store. This guy, I'm in home. This guy steps up right behind me and says, "I got it." I said, "What?" That's never happened to me. So I post stuff that happens to me like that, and I got like I did it on the West Hills page, not on my face. I think I did post on my Facebook, but I had like 200 comments and likes and just like because it's
Wow.
never you share real stuff and people really track to that, and then your acronym, what do you call that word, that acronym?
Algorithm.
Thank you, I can never say that word. Starts to grow because you get more action. And so, yeah, you always want to pick something cool, but you also, most importantly, and I can't say it enough, is um, to be real. And so that's when I get the most action is when I'm being real, when I'm in my kitchen, when I had something good happen to me at the store, or something bad. I mean, I witnessed some bad stuff at the store, almost a robbery, posted about that. And the amount of people that converse on that, and they get to know you even in the community, then you don't really have to say what you do, because they're going to click, who is this person? And they click because I do it. So I will click and look at someone's profile, even though I'm not friends with them, but you can always see the profile and what they do. And so, people are doing that to you. So you don't always have to post that you're a realtor. It's there when they go to look at who you are. And then, and I like the 1 Minute Wednesdays. I think that's really cool. I might steal something like that from you. But anyway, people will always end up knowing what you do if you just keep a good mix on everything and post real stuff. That's all.
And good thing about it is it's free marketing, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. It's free marketing, and especially these days with this pandemic, we have more and more people just killing the time. So they are in Instagram and Facebook. So it's the best time to just, send more videos or whatever is for the business. So I think, and another thing, whenever I just want to post something in Facebook or Instagram, I try to just leave a comment or like the post from the other people, at least 10 to 15, at least 10 to 15 comments. So this way you're gonna tell the Facebook or Instagram, I'm the active one. So your post is
exactly.
It's gonna show have more engaged. When if you just post your post and then not leave a comment or like for the others, it's not gonna affect that much. So that's a good tips.
Well, do you guys know if it there's a lot of people that do a lot of oversharing, as I call it. You see this thing and the person, all they do is share stuff and they never originate posts. Does that affect their algorithm or not?
Yeah, don't do that. If you can avoid oversharing, it's okay to share something, but even if you share something, I would recommend to share something and then type in a message.
Above the share.
Hey, check out this such and such or whatever, but don't do it all the time because it comes across on your timeline as it's not like one sequence, it's kind of weird layout of how it looks like. But more importantly, if you share or don't share, we do your own stuff. Try to always do your best to, number one, check in somewhere, right? A city, a location, whatever. And then if you study my Facebook, my personal Facebook, I always tag someone as well. Because when you tag someone, like right now in this post, right, I tag 3 of you. So whoever knows you, say hey, Eric Greene is such and such, and Hangame, and Mary, so it creates another waves and effects of how, what's happening. You can tag businesses, etc., whatever it is. And it's kind of tricky sometimes because it works better from your computer. Sometimes it's going to be tricky do things from your cell phone. It won't always pick up the tagging, but either or, I think you got the point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just one thing quickly, just to share, because some of you asked out there, this is not by any means a command class, but just to share for a second, if you log into command and then go down to campaigns, that's where you can manage all of your ads, right? And if you click on at the top right, create new campaign, you can do social ad, and that's where you can promote through Facebook or Instagram. Whatever, I think just Facebook is working the best over here. You can create whatever it is that you want to do, brand awareness, listing, attract listings, which, other sellers, etc. So that's kind of, a cool way to practice it. Just, go there and explore. Command, drop down, and then to campaigns. That's how you can do it, pretty much. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. What else do you want to share, guys, while I have you on the call?
Another thing I want to just share, if you want more engaged, when you post something and people just leave the comments, try not to like the comments or answer the comments in one, all of them together. because whenever you do that, it's just your post is just going to show on the wall. So just do it, one by one, maybe like in an hour or 2 hours, another one. Just keep posting your, post on a wall. So it's just more engaged.
Great, brilliant point. Thank you for mentioning that. So what Hangame is talking about is the engagement. So I don't know if you remember, but Facebook got a pretty significant lawsuit sometime last year, and that was about the profiling and discrimination, and I forgot exactly what the topic was about, the topic of the lawsuit, but basically what they're talking about is what came out of it is the fact that Facebook tried to come across as friendly and accommodating and here for everybody. So they did modify their algorithm of how you get exposed and the ratings, etc. So the more posts that you do once again to promote ideas and you tag others and there's engagement is like likes and shares and comments, the more exposure you're gonna get, right? So like you mentioned, every time you can see like an old post, but when you open your Facebook sometime during the day, you see like, oh, this post again. How did it come out at the top of my timeline? Because people keep commenting or liking, etc. So back to your point, even if you're engaging on posts, that's going to keep increasing ratings to your own engagement in your own
Right.
little group of people.
Right.
Yeah, good mention, Hangame. What else, guys? See some questions. Yeah.
I just think that videoing is becoming more, like Eric said, it becoming more and more necessary because people are getting sick of just, they want more engagement. And especially now, even now, because we can't see each other, you see the news and you see everybody doing the Zoom meetings and the Zoom parties. Why are they doing that? Because people want to see people's faces and movement, like not just a picture. They want to see movement. They want to, because we're all about media and movies. And so if you have to be the star in your own movie, then you're the star in your own movie. If it's just, hey, I'm getting in the car, I got my mask and my gloves on, I'm going to the store, I'm going in. I mean, people want to see that kind of stuff. They don't want to see just a picture. I mean, they do, but you got to mix it up. So I think video is awesome. And I also do video chat with Messenger and on my texting. So one of my listings that I'm working on right now is I wasn't getting any engagement from the seller who called me, and then she kind of dropped off. I'm like, you know what? Here's time to go in with the video. So second I went in with the video, instead of just texting, I video messaged her and she called me back in 2 minutes because she put a face with it and the real emotion and the eyes and the sparkle. So people like to see video. I think the more we do that, the more we'll get likes and stuff. So I'm definitely going to need to step up my game a little bit on that. But I think that's where the key is right now.
I think the video, the other thing, like you were saying, is the challenge with the video is if somebody is watching TV and they're looking at their Facebook, which we all do, how does that video translate? So if you notice on my videos, we started adding subtitles. So even if they're playing the video, underneath it says, still low interest rates, call us today, this is our phone number. So we have added words in so they're able to, like you see a little more polished videos. And that, again, it takes, once you set it up, you're kind of doing the same thing over. So we have the beginning and the end, and you just pop it into the iMovie, and then you just add in the little tag teasers on the bottom. So you are adding words to a story, so that way if somebody does watch a video, they're seeing something, and they can kind of understand what the video is about without having to listen to it. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, just putting.
That's a good point.
Yeah, subtitles.
That's a really good point. I have one more point about video. don't get discouraged, and don't think that maybe because you didn't get so many likes or so many comments on your video that it didn't work, because it's easy to get discouraged. It's very easy to get discouraged, and it's very easy to be scared to do a video. But once you start, it gets more and more comfortable. For anybody who's listening who's scared to do them, it does get more comfortable. It really does. And it's important to have something that you could be hands-free, like Eric showed us. I have a little thing too. But my point to this is I will do my videos, and I'll think that nobody really, and then I'll see somebody later and they'll go, I love your videos. And I'm like, oh, I want to say, well, why didn't you give me a thumbs up? Why didn't you give me a comment? But you don't want to be pushy like that. People troll, and people watch, and a lot of people don't like to engage, and they're just, as long as you're putting it out there, just keep putting it out there. Don't give up, because again, people are watching, and they may not be commenting, which doesn't help your thing, but they're watching you. They are watching you, and when it comes time, you're going to be top of mind. Oh, when that brings me to another point, is my neighbor down the street. I met her by door knocking, and we became a little bit of friends. And all of a sudden, I got a text message from her. She said, I want you to look at this property for me. I'm not ready to sell yet, but you're such a go-getter, and you're always on top of it. She's like, you're such a go-go person. And I'm like, wow, she is watching me. Like, we don't engage on anything. We talk about camping, we talk about things, but she just knows what I do because of, my page. And she came to me top of mind because she sees that I'm a go-getter, is what she called me. But that brings to my point is, even though you don't get engagement from somebody, they're watching you. So it's really important to be consistent with that.
Yeah, and another thing is, the good thing about the video is, you can say how many viewers you had, but for the picture, you can't say that unless they liked it. And another thing is, when you put in this story, which I like the story because you can see people watching it, even if they don't like it. So they're watching it, you know. And then for the story, I think it's the good thing to do if you like the story, that, because it's not forever. It's like, I don't know, 24 hours or 48 hours. So you can add it to your highlight story. So it's like forever in your first page. So anybody just go to your page, they can watch that highlights.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Good tips.
Yeah, the listing that I put live this week, I had already kind of put just some of the photos up, and people were saying, wow, beautiful, and my clients started sharing it. Well, when I actually listed it this week, I can't remember which post it was, but 24 shares. I mean, it was a beautiful unit, with ocean views, incredible, but 24 shares, guys. So imagine how many people that post touched. Shared and shared, and then shared and shared, and then shared some more. I mean, if each person has an average of, 200 or 300 people on their friends list, which is, probably low, do that times 24. That's massive, and that was free advertising.
Yeah. That's why sometimes when I post, you'll see at the very top of my post, I write, please share.
Yes.
Or feel free to share. Right?
Yes.
And guess what? Yeah. And guess what? If you manage in other pages, let's say your own pages or whatever, so after you post in your personal, go in and share on your pages right away. So there's even more engagement. People see, that this post is being shared, so they're more comfortable to share it too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of those shares came from my seller's friends, because she, they want to help each other, right? They want to help sell it. But now that puts me in front of people that I was never in front of from a seller standpoint, because she's one of my raving fans already. So it really helps me to make that introduction when they're getting ready to sell, that, because she will be a raving fan on top of seeing the work that we do and see why, So I think it's just, it just helps, your case, for more referrals, in the future.
Yeah, good point. Thank you for sharing that. All right, guys. Anything else to add before we're gonna sum it up? And you probably got, you guys have to go and post something right after. So
I know. I'm already thinking, what am I gonna go do?
yeah.
I was thinking when you invited me on this, I'm like, why is he inviting me? I don't know. I don't really do anything crazy. I mean, I just, do what I do. But I got a little nervous, I'll admit, in the very, what am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? So I did pull up some stuff online. It just says social media content ideas during COVID. One of the things is it says stay away from discussion of travel, dining out, and attending events, like Eric said. And you want to, if you're going to talk about that, you're going to say, I'd love to do it when things return back to normal. It also says in your content, talk about things that you're doing at home with your family, give others ideas, and ask for recommendations, movies to watch. That's always a good one to post to get engagement is, what's for dinner, things like that. So that'll get you more engagement if you ask for ideas, like, meals to cook and what are you doing with the kids, and then provide tips relative to your industry that people can do at home. So if it's, thinking about a future house, how would you want to design that house, and, share things that they can maybe Pinterest, things like that, that's relative to your industry. So give them something to do. And then feel free to mention COVID, social distancing by name, and not engaging in too many, well, for us, political stuff. So that's just what I found, some content.
Awesome.
So
Very helpful. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Well, guys, I first of all, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And yeah, and I'm looking forward to keep, watching what you do. I'm watching you, so that's why I wanted you guys to come and share what you do. And, it's kind of cool because you can also assess the person's energy even through social media,
Yeah.
So that's another way to interpret like how things will people go about whatever it is. Feel free to share what you have. Be strategic about it, learn, study what other people are doing. Don't hold back. But find your system, how to do it. And someone asked over here in the chat, what's the best time? Anytime, as long as you're consistent, at least once a day. If you don't do once a day, there's no engagement. So don't even bother, or start with something. I don't want to discourage you, but think about something, just be consistent with it. And think about the big pictures, like what are you trying to deliver? What is the developer position? What kind of engagement you're looking to create? What kind of people you want to engage or want to inspire, etc. So I thank all of you for sharing that that mindset and that content today. And with that, I don't see any other questions. So Hangame, Abaghi, Eric Greene, Mary Basore, thank you guys. You're awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah. And stay safe.
Bye.
And
Bye.
thanks to whoever's
See you on
watching
Facebook.
us. Yeah, see you on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Hangame.
Wait for my TikTok.
Okay.
Hi,
Bye.
Hangame. It's Christine Wheeler. I sent a message. Oh,
So thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
bye. Hi, Hangame. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
I sent a message just about your Facebook post that you did with the just sold, coming as a graphic that was moving. I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't hear you on that part. Can you tell me how you did that? Is it through some kind of tools or something?
No. If you go, when you want to make a story on Facebook or Instagram, so when you go,
Instagram, not Facebook?
Christine,
Yeah.
we want to see you.
Okay, wait. Because I was in my bikini and I didn't want anyone to see me in my bikini. I covered up a little bit.
okay, good.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay.
Okay, let me show you here, huh?
Is it only in?
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Let me stop record this.
Oh no.